Welcome to Soundscape, the show that highlights underground artists making waves in the music scene. In each episode, we take a look into these stories behind these rising talents as they perform right here from CTV Studios. I'm your host, Ari Vogler, and today we have an exciting show prepared for you guys. Get ready for a performance you won't want to miss as Mark von Schlemmer takes the stage.
I saw you standing in a store, staring down at the floor. Mirror broken, you were nearly choking. Right away I wanted you, you said you wanted me more. Fabricated shadows projected on the wall, our camera caught them all. I don't want you to go. I don't love you, I don't want you to know. I played it cool, cooled my feet by the side of the pool. You told me, hey there, maybe we could stay there. You looked at me, made me feel like we could break all the rules. And then you kissed me, said that you would miss me. Then you walked out the door. I don't want you to go. I don't love you, I don't want you to know. You packed your car, left me standing at the side of the road. Bridges broken, girders all are smoking. I asked for you to stay and all you said was it was a load. And then you kissed me, said that you would miss me. Then you walked out the door. I don't want you to go. I don't love you, I don't want you to know. We broke the rules and you got up and you left me for school. A spinning table, spinning disenabled. You called it off, made me feel like such a schoolyard fool. Fabricated shadows projected on the wall. Our camera caught them all. I don't want you to go. I don't love you, I don't want you to know. I don't want you to go. I'm in love with you and I don't want you to know.
What an incredible performance from Mark von Schlemmer. But we're not done yet. There's still so much more to get into. Stay with us and we'll be right back after this ad break.
With a degree in digital media production, you'll learn to think on your feet while quickly adapting to the ever-evolving digital media environment. Produce professional quality media using the hands-on experience you need to make a difference for your employer or clients. Our program offers training in high-demand fields such as sports reporting, radio operations and podcasting, filmmaking, and television broadcasting. With concentrations in radio and podcasting, cinematic arts, and live studio and sports production, there are a lot of opportunities to choose from to build your skills. Work with UCM faculty that are active professionals in the industry and experts in their respective fields. They bring real-world experience to the classroom and encourage one-on-one interaction with students. Together, you'll focus on planning, writing, editing, producing, and publishing digital media. For more information about the Digital Media Production Program, please visit ucmo.edu/DMP.
A degree in digital media production with an emphasis in cinematic arts will prepare you for all aspects of filmmaking, such as screenwriting, cinematography, editing, and motion graphics. Our faculty members bring real-world experience to the classroom, and students can showcase their work in film festivals and on UCM CTV. For more information about this and other emphasis areas within the digital media production program, please visit ucmo.edu/DMP.
A degree in digital media production with an emphasis in live studio and sports production will enhance your knowledge in multi-camera studio and sports broadcast. Our faculty members bring real-world experience to the classroom, and students can showcase their work in different media outlets, including live streaming under the MIAA network and UCM's CTV. For more information about this or other emphasis areas within the digital media production program, please visit ucmo.edu/DMP.
Welcome back to Soundscape. Before the break, we had the pleasure of watching Mark von Schlemmer light up the stage with his song, I Don't Want You to Know. Now he's here with us for a deeper dive. We're excited to get to know him a little bit better and to hear about his journey, so let's get right into it. Mark, it is wonderful to have you today.
Nice. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and you've been making music for quite some time now.
I have. I'm a bass player with a couple different bands for many years now. But in just the last 7 or 8 years, I picked up the acoustic guitar and started playing chords, learning chords. I mean, I kind of knew it a little bit. Played a little bit of piano back in my youth, and played saxophone in marching band and things like that. But really trying to write my own songs and compose and then record and things like that. So it's a fun challenge. It's just, it's for me, it's a hobby. But I have a great time with it. It's just like the most relaxing thing to do is just sit around and make up songs and play songs and play cover songs and things like that. So
yeah, and what are some influences that kind of inspire you when you're making music?
Well, I got to say, I brought along an album just because I happen to have it in my office here. And I'm just a huge Beatles fan. So Abbey Road is my favorite Beatles album. Again, I love a lot of their music, but the fact that the second side starts with Here Comes the Sun, which is just like one of my happy songs that I love. I love trying to play that.
Here Comes the Sun that is a good one.
George Harrison, he's certainly an inspiration, but they all are. And the music they made just varied from happy pop stuff to more serious, introspective, and just all over the gamut. And that's kind of why my music is kind of like that too. I kind of play around with different instruments, and mind you, I'm nowhere even in the realm of that, of their accomplishments. But I just have fun with it.
And being that this is just a hobby.
Yeah, it's inspired by these sorts of things. But I mean, I like lots of different kinds of music. So yeah, but certainly the Beatles. I commute to college here where I teach, and I discovered the Beatles channel on XM satellite, and the only reason I keep that satellite radio station is because they have the Beatles channel, so I hear them talking about the music and digging into it and interviews with them. I'm kind of a nerd, but I even have my water bottle that's from the Cirque du Soleil Love show for the Beatles. Yeah. So
Beatles day in, day out. And you mentioned earlier, like just at the very beginning, that you played bass.
I started out as a bass player. Years ago, I did a cable show that was an art show, kind of like this. We didn't do interviews, but we just had music artists and things like that. And I would just go excited when the bands would come in, and my co-producer said, if you like this so much, why don't you start playing music? And I was like, yeah, I kind of like the low end. So I bought a bass and started playing, and so got into one of my favorite local bands then, a Celtic folk rock band, Uncle Dirty Toes. I was just playing bass for years, and then I started doing some background vocals and stuff, and I did a couple song leads on there, but just fun. And I never knew I really liked Celtic folk music, but it's kind of Celtic folk rock, so it was a lot of fun. So yeah, a lot of bass, and then the guitar I started playing with just in the last few years.
Yeah, and how long were you playing bass?
So that was like 30 years? I guess, you know what, it would be right at, it's 2024 now, so it was 30 years ago that I picked up the bass and said, I should learn this. And I'd taken some lessons as a piano player, as in elementary school, played, like I said, saxophone and marching band. I was a better marcher than I was a saxophone player. But I liked music, and I liked being part of it. I didn't always love the marching band music, but as I picked up the bass, I started playing music of my local bands in Lawrence, Kansas, where I still live now. And then they needed a bass player, one of my favorite bands. I was like, oh, well, I can kind of play. I know some of your songs. And I was young and I was enthusiastic, and that's kind of, I mean, to me, that's in the film world, that's kind of what I contribute there too. I'm not a great filmmaker, but I'm enthusiastic. I'm excited.
Sometimes
and
all you need is enthusiasm.
Yeah, and I'm willing to work at it, and that's kind of what I feel like I'm best at.
And you, being interested in the film world, you teach film here.
Yeah.
At UCM, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
And how does that influence your music?
Well, part of a lot of my film career, besides teaching, has been I've focused on editing side of things. So I've worked on feature films and edited feature films and various different lengths as well, both narrative and documentary. But it makes me very much a post-production person. So even when I'm recording my music, which, watching myself play live is like, well, you haven't done a lot of playing live solo by myself with a guitar. Because what I do is I record a line or two or record a verse, and then, and if I mess up, then I can edit it together. And I add different music, different instruments in and things like that. So I really, in my compositions, it's an editing exercise as much as a music playing exercise. But it lets me accomplish things that I couldn't do. I can't play some of my songs live because they're keyboard based and I can't play bass at the same time and things like that. So I have a lot of fun mixing it and editing it. So that's really where the editing side, and to me, it's helped my editing as well. I know audio a little bit better because I've learned how to tweak the voice to make myself sound like I can stand my voice, which, it's, again, enthusiastic. It's not great talent, it's just enthusiasm. That's what I bring to it.
And hey, like I said, sometimes enthusiasm, that's all you need sometimes.
You can appreciate that, yeah. Appreciate that.
And your the song you just played, does that have any sort of story behind it?
Well, I'm on the older side of things, and I frustrated a lot of women that I dated in the years because I never really knew what I wanted. And so that song came to me and I started kind of crafting it with some lines about just not knowing. And that's kind of the mixed message you hear in that song is I feel like I not use those lines, but would often be in, serious discussions about relationships. It's like, I don't know what I want. And so that's kind of why those words came to me, I think. And it's also kind of very loosely based on a past relationship that was not nearly as set up like the song, but there's some references there that I know, and I don't want to explain them because songs are, hopefully people like it and make it their own and see what they see in it. But that indecision, I think, is what brought that about. And so that was nice to be able to play that out in a song and say, yeah, I didn't always know what I wanted, and still maybe don't exactly, but.
Yeah, and then the song that you're going to play here in a second, is there any story behind that before we get into that one?
Yeah, so that one's called Greenwood Cemetery. So I went to high school, junior high and high school in Leavenworth, Kansas, and I lived on Francis Avenue. And one house away from the end of the street, across Limit Street, was Greenwood Cemetery, this old cemetery. No one had been buried there for 30 or 40 years. Gravestones falling apart. It was in the woods and things like that. And let's see, how can I put this? I had a neighbor who I kind of had a thing for. She was a cheerleader. She was more popular, whatever. She went out more than I did. But I noticed that she would go walking in the woods with some of her boyfriends. And so that's the gist of what I would start getting into, was like, oh, I wish I could go to that cemetery with her. So that's where I went with it.
So as we move into the wrap-up, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on.
Thank you so much for being here. It's great to have a chance to share my music and talk with you.
Yeah, and it's been great getting to know you, but the show's not over yet, so stick around because Mark von Schlemmer is about to take the stage with a final performance of his song, Greenwood Cemetery, right after this ad break. You won't want to miss it.
With a degree in digital media production, you'll learn to think on your feet while quickly adapting to the ever-evolving digital media environment. Produce professional quality media using the hands-on experience you need to make a difference for your employer or clients. Our program offers training in high-demand fields such as sports reporting, radio operations and podcasting, filmmaking, and television broadcasting. With concentrations in radio and podcasting, cinematic arts, and live studio and sports production, there are a lot of opportunities to choose from to build your skills. Work with UCM faculty that are active professionals in the industry and experts in their respective fields. They bring real-world experience to the classroom and encourage one-on-one interaction with students. Together, you'll focus on planning, writing, editing, producing, and publishing digital media. For more information about the Digital Media Production Program, please visit ucmo.edu/DMP.
A degree in digital media production with an emphasis in radio and podcasting will enhance your skill set in television, film, radio, podcasting, and beyond. Our faculty members bring real-world experience to the classroom, and students can showcase their work on UCM's radio, The Beat, as well as in film projects and live events. For more information about this or other emphasis areas within the Digital Media Production Program, please visit ucmo.edu/DMP.
A degree in digital media production with an emphasis in cinematic arts will prepare you for all aspects of filmmaking, such as screenwriting, cinematography, editing, and motion graphics. Our faculty members bring real-world experiences to the classroom, and students can showcase their work in film festivals and on UCM CTV. For more information about this or other emphasis areas within the Digital Media Production Program, please visit ucmo.edu/DMP.
To the cemetery, bury me with your love or a kiss or two on the neck. Tomorrow Dad may check and it's a fright, but outside it's dark tonight. We'll dodge the street light, what a sight, between headstones deep in the woods. And I'll be yours tonight. Take me to the cemetery, bury me with your love, take a bite. I'll be your greenwood cherry. Take me there, I'll be yours tonight. My fantasies congeal, but the woods are real. My heart is yours to take my virtue by the hand and turn me into a real man. At least an adolescent boy, I'll be a toy. Let me be your cemetery date tonight. I won't fight, I'll be yours tonight. Take me to the cemetery, bury me with your love, take a bite. I'll be your greenwood cherry. Take me there, I'll be yours tonight. I wanna go to the cemetery, bury me with your love or a kiss or two on the neck. Tomorrow Dad may check and it's a fight, but outside it's dark tonight. We'll dodge the street light, what a sight, between headstones deep in the woods. And I'll be yours tonight. Take me to the cemetery, bury me with your love, take a bite. I'll be your greenwood cherry. Take me there, I'll be yours tonight. Take me to the cemetery, bury me with your love, take a bite. By day I'm your DM, just a friend. By night it starts to bend. It's all a fantasy between the stones and trees. Oh, what a sight! I won't think I'll be yours tonight. I'll be yours tonight.